It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in this video, we're going to discuss how to defeat bosses in the campaign, how to get past certain missions in the campaign, and we're going to discuss why it actually doesn't matter that much. Let me know if this describes you. You're working your way through the game, you're playing the different activities, you're building up your team, you have a fantastic main team of 5 chosen. I just threw these heroes together, and you come up against a specific chapter with a boss at the end that you just can't seem to beat. And the first time that people run into this problem usually is at the end of chapter 8 when you fight the Archdemon for the second time. Remember, you absolutely clapped the Archdemon at the beginning of chapter 1. Well, he's been leveling up just as much as you have, and now he's a tough fight. So a lot of people start searching how to defeat the Archdemon. How do you fight bosses? How do you beat this mission in the campaign? And a lot of people start suggesting, well, you need to level up this hero or that hero. And I'm going to tell you that that is absolutely incorrect. In fact, I'm going to show you some visual aids in just a second, kind of explaining it as simple as possible why that is actually the case. Let's say that you like these 5 heroes, okay? And you can't beat the Archdemon, although it looks like I'm going to be able to beat the Archdemon in this instance. So you go and you find a YouTuber and you're like, hey, Charlie, what heroes do I need to fight the Archdemon? Well, Charlie's going to be like, oh, no. You don't need to level up anybody else. Just keep working on your main team. That's probably not good enough for you. You're like, no, I need that specific hero that's going to help me counter the Archdemon. Well, don't do that. And here is why. And here, I apologize. Here's my my grade school visual aids. Let's say that you need a team of level 80s in order to defeat this campaign mission. The correct level 180s, all right? The quote-unquote best level 180 heroes to complete this Furnace of Horror activity. But chance would have it, you didn't actually choose those specific heroes. You have completely different heroes. So you have this team of 5 level 80 heroes, and I'm not sure exactly what level you need or what power level or anything to fight the Archdemon here in the Furnace of Horror, just arbitrary numbers. You've spent 8. Let's say you've spent 8 resources, all right? Let's just keep it very simple math. You've spent 8 resources per hero to get your heroes up to level 80. Very basic. I know, very basic math. Just bear with me. You've spent 8 resources for each of these heroes to get them to level 80, and now you can't defeat this boss. So you pick out another hero. Maybe somebody tells you that you need Zhu. Zhu is a fantastic boss killing hero. More on that a little bit later on, but Zhu will help you defeat the Archdemon, and that's partly true. Zhu is great at killing bosses, and he's got a nice little self-heal. He's hard to kill. So you think, okay, I need to spend 8 more resources on Zhu in order to get him to the point that he's going to help me beat the Archdemon. Now, instead of 8 times 5 heroes, or 40 resources, you've spent 48. That's 8 times 6, right? 48 resources on 6 heroes. But you're like, well, I might never use Zhu ever again. Well, that's partly true, partly not true. You could still use Zhu in other boss fights later on. After all, every chapter after chapter 8 has a boss of some kind in it. Take a look at chapter 9 and 10. 9 actually doesn't have a boss, but starting at chapter 10, you have the Kraken, and then in chapter 11, you have the Astrolid, and then in chapter 12, you've got the Astrolid again, you have Shivrak, and then you continue to have bosses for the rest of the campaign. And there are other bosses elsewhere, like the Hydra on Hero Wars Mobile, Seymour and Kornak on Hero Wars Facebook and Web. You also have the Osh boss fight on Hero Wars Facebook and Web. But back to our simple math here. You're like, okay, so I need to level up this 6th hero in order to be competitive against this boss in the campaign. I'm going to spend 8 resources on this 6th hero. All right, we're covered there. We're spending 48 total resources now. What if instead you spent those 8 resources on your existing 5 heroes? Right? That's raising each of your heroes another, I don't know, 10 to 20 levels based on how, whatever your conversion 1 resource to levels is. If you spent that 8 resources or whatever energy and emeralds, items, artifact coins, skin stones, if you spent all of those resources on your main team instead, you will eventually outlevel this boss. All right, your main team of 5 which you love. You've picked these heroes because you like the look of them, you pick these heroes because they work well together, or you pick these heroes because somebody like me told you to use these specific 5 heroes, and you don't want to level up anybody else because you've been listening to people like Charlie, others in your guild and on Facebook, to say that you do not need to spread your resources. You need to focus on your main team of 5. Once you get your heroes, let's call it to level 100. So you've spent 10 resources on each hero. That's 50 total resources, or maybe 110, or maybe even 120. You'll be able to easily come back and wipe the floor with this Archdemon boss. 2 great things came out of this situation. First of all, your main team is way stronger. The team that you picked, or the other reasons why you picked them. The second thing is you're not leveling up heroes that you may not necessarily use that much or at all. And now you're stuck with this extra resources spent on a hero that you'll never use now. If you just focus your energy and your effort and your resources on your main team instead of that 6th or 7th hero that you think you need to fight this boss, you will be much better off. Now, the next question you might be asking yourself is, why would I do that? I need these resources. I need the stuff that drops from the Furnace of Horror. I need this Dragon Shield recipe fragment, and I need this Funeral Totem fragment. Do you really need these pieces from this boss specifically? Let's take a look at the Funeral Totem fragment in particular. Here's a complete list of all of the missions in the campaign that have a chance to drop the Funeral Totem fragment. There is Chapter 8 right there, Furnace of Horror. There's the Archdemon boss. And look, there is a mission that is higher level that will drop that fragment. But look at all these other missions. Chapter 6, Chapter 7. Here's a hero mission in Chapter 7. You could easily farm Chapter 6. This one is 6 energy compared to trying to fight this one for 24 energy to get, to farm for the same item. Let's talk about another example, this Dragon Shield recipe fragment. Maybe you absolutely need this to level up your Aurora, your Isaac, or your Zhu, like the game is suggesting to me right here. If we take a look at this fragment right here, you can see that there are 3 other missions before the Chapter 8 boss fight right here. There are 3 other missions that you can farm for that same item. So again, do not spend resources on a hero that is not in your main team just because you think you need it for a specific fight in the campaign. The campaign, in the grand scheme of Hero Wars, actually doesn't matter as much as you think it does. The campaign does end eventually. You will have a team that is way stronger than anything that the campaign can throw at you eventually. If you want to be competitive in the arena, in the grand arena, in Global Championship on Hero Wars Mobile, in Guild War everywhere, if you want to be competitive in those activities, you will need teams of heroes that are way stronger than the strongest boss in any mission in the campaign. Now, that being said, there are some heroes that will make some of these missions easier if you happen to be leveling them up. For example, over here in the snowy area, you have these frozen visages. Let me see if I can find one. Here you go. These frozen visages, these will freeze your team over time. If you have a way to target those guys specifically, you will have a much easier time fighting this mission. This is an example of when having a hero like Cornelius would be extremely effective, though again, you can see here that this is a level 113 mission. I'm not suggesting that if you can't get past this mission that you should level up Cornelius up to level 113 or whatever power level you need to get there. If you have Cornelius, if you have certain specific heroes, the campaign is easier. There's no doubt about that. But if you did not choose those heroes in your main team of 5, please do not change your course. Please stay investing in your main team. In the long run, you're going to be much better off, and you're going to thank me for it when you're absolutely clapping Touch of the Forest or the Archdemon or Shivrak or the Astrolid whenever it doesn't matter anymore. Heroes, if you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like. If you haven't already, subscribe. I do Hero Wars videos every single day. We also live stream Monday through Friday. If you are interested in some boss fight videos, I've got a couple on screen now. They're a little older, but they're still a good fun watch. Please check them out if you have a little bit of time. It would mean a whole lot to me if you did. Hope everybody is doing well. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.